This is me, doing what I do best. I've spent years in clubs, the music, the lights, the atmosphere. I love it. And the thing about most places I go is, it doesn't matter who you are, straight, gay, it's just not an issue. But what would it be like if I went to a place where being gay was an issue that could get you killed?
I am quite nervous.
I wish I had the right. I would have killed them.
You think they should be killed because they're gay?
If you go down with homosexuality, with sin, and go to hell, you perish!
I'm just fighting what I'm feeling inside myself. Because I was born like this. Because I was born like this.
We have proposed the death penalty in this bill.
I should probably tell you at this point that I am actually a gay man.
In this film, I'm going to try and find out what it's like to be harassed, beaten, and to live in fear of your life, just because of your sexuality. And to do this, I'm going to go to one of the worst places in the world to be gay.
I'm just really scared now. I don't know what he's going to do. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm expecting somebody to burst in through that door any minute and arrest me or something. I've never been in a situation like this before.
So, I'm gay. Big deal, you might think. And in this country, it really isn't. I can be who I want to be, and for the most part, nobody gives a damn.
I've never had a problem, you know, with coming out. No, I really haven't. Not really.
People are more open-minded now, and the more accepting you can go on pride marches, you can marry people of the same sex. Even if you don't approve of something, you know, you've got the choice to look away.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not held me back in my career.
Gary, Howard, Jason, Mark and Robbie, let's take that. Hello! Hey, good morning, everybody.
Can I just touch this?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's not always been like this, though. Up until the late 60s, homosexuality in the UK was illegal, and being openly gay could get you imprisoned, fired from your job, and regularly attacked. Even in the 80s, stars like George Michael and Elton John were hiding who they really were. It's only recently that coming out hasn't been seen as a big problem. But compared to elsewhere, we're a model of tolerance. And although things still aren't perfect, we've come a long way. But in other parts of the world, homosexuals are still hated and discriminated against.
In Africa, Sodom is an abomination, a taboo, and an evil.
A wave of intense homophobia is washing across Africa, where homosexuality is already illegal in 37 countries. It's being fueled by fundamentalist preachers, intolerant governments, and homophobic politicians. People are being tortured, raped, and imprisoned just for being gay, and in some cases, even facing the death penalty.
Homosexuals to be put to death.
Recently, gay rights groups have seen an increase in reported attacks across the continent, due in large part to a deluge of anti-gay propaganda, some of it more outrageous than others.
A man's anus is leaked like this by the other person, like ice cream. And then what happens, even poo-poo comes out, the other poo-poo's out, and then they eat the poo-poo.
I don't know where to begin with that. That's awful, and I've never seen anything like that in my life, and it's quite scary that he's allowed to do that.
It's in Uganda, though, where things are really hotting up. Homosexuality is already illegal, but a new bill's been proposed that'll seriously ramp up the punishments for being gay. Anyone convicted of having gay sex will be sentenced to life imprisonment, and if you have gay sex more than once, you can be executed. Ugandan activists say over 20 people have already been attacked because of the hysteria whipped up by this bill.
Here in Uganda, we don't want it!
I've never really been involved with gay rights, but the way things are in Africa made me want to get out there and see what's really going on. Before flying out though, I was keen to hear firsthand from someone who knows what it's like. So headed down to Portsmouth where he's based, which just happens to be round the corner from where I grew up. First school, first radio job, first boyfriend, it all happened in this area, and it's where I first came out. But growing up here and being gay wasn't an issue for me at all. The same can't be said for John Nyumbi, who was so persecuted he fled Uganda and now lives in the UK.
They came around, they arrested some of the gay guys, they were taken to police, beaten up really badly, and then they had to ask them to mention all the names of the people whom they know that they are gay.
So did they torture them until they gave the names?
Yes, they did. And the names they gave was, my name was included.
Just because he was gay, John was disowned by his family and had to go into hiding. This is a million miles away from what I went through growing up as a gay person. See, it's weird meeting you here because I grew up in this area and our experiences are completely different because I had a really easy time, really, growing up being gay. It wasn't an issue for me at all.
So you didn't have any problems?
Not really, no.
Even when you were a kid and when you came out?
Not really. My dad freaks out a little bit because they do, but he's fine now. Yeah, so it's interesting to meet you and to hear what you have to say because it was hard for you.
It looks like we are on different planets because if you are gay in Uganda and you mention you're gay, you live in fear. It doesn't matter, even they can set fire on you alive, or they can get plastic things, burn them on your skin, and nobody cares. The public, the police, no one cares.
What would happen if you went back to Uganda now?
I can be killed. I can lose my life, not because I've done anything wrong, but because of my sexuality.
Listening to John made me realise just what a dangerous place Uganda is for someone like me. I'm quite worried about some of the people I'm going to meet because some of them are blatantly proper anti. So that's.
Is this safe though?
Is it safe?
Will you be in danger?
There will be some danger, absolutely, because people there have been known to be like tortured for it.
That's not going to happen to you.
Scott, is this like our last drink with you?
No. Oh, I hope not. Yes.
Hey, man, a big one.
Yeah. Another one, please.
Come on.
But in the cold light of day, my trip to Uganda didn't seem so funny. And as I headed to the airport, I had to ask myself, as a gay guy, why was I going to a country where just being myself could get me beaten up, arrested, or even killed? It's very early in the morning. I'm quite scared now. It's weird that in 7 hours' time I will be in a completely different place to here. And I have no idea what to expect. I just don't know what to expect at all. I guess I'll find out in a few hours. I am quite nervous. And then I was here, in the vibrant heart of Africa, Uganda, home to around 33 million people, the majority of whom think homosexuality is an abomination. I've never been to a city this crazy in my life, I'm telling you. It's just a full-on assault on your senses. You've got the matatus, which are the buses, which take people everywhere. If you don't want to take a matatu, you take a boda boda, which are the motorbikes. There's just people and music and smells, and it's just mental. It seemed a really cool and friendly place, although I wondered if the vibe would change if they knew I was gay. Not that I was planning to tell anyone, unless they were gay too. What do you think of homosexuals?
I hate that. I hate that in myself. I hate homosexuals. Those people should be arrested.
And where would you put them?
Sorry?
Arrested and then what?
Then
In prison?
in prison, exactly.
So what do you think should happen to gay people? What should the government do with them?
They should put them in prison for life. Others should be killed. Everything bad should be done to those people.
You think they should be killed?
Yeah.
A girl and a girl. It's quite disgusting, honestly. It is. Or a man and a guy.
But you were approached to be gay.
Yes, I was asked to be gay and I refused. That's the truth. Just because I know that it's not acceptable. In Christ, it's not acceptable according to the Bible.
I wish I had the right. I would have killed them.
Killed them?
Yeah, it's unfair. How can you get married to your friend man?
Do you think they should be killed?
Yes. No, what do you think is
Okay, this place really is homophobic. Everyone's saying exactly the same thing. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but it is. All this talk about killing homosexuals wasn't helping my nerves, but even here, there's still a few people who refuse to give in. In London, the best place to meet a group of gay guys is in a gay bar. I didn't expect to find one here, but surprisingly, there is somewhere that tolerates people like me. Is this the only place that you feel safe in Kampala?
Yeah, so far it's the only place. Okay, there's another place that has started, but it hasn't really caught fire yet. But,
at other places, we are somehow harassed, we are somehow abused, like that. We are somehow taken away. Some are beaten.
Everyone I spoke to was worried about the situation outside the relative safety of the bar. To be a gay person in Uganda, what's it like?
On my side, it's tough. Because I want to get freedom, but it's difficult.
In England, it's so easy you can be gay. It's everywhere is allowed, okay, but not here so much.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Are you gay too?
As the night wore on, most people forgot about the dangers and concentrated on having fun.
Oh,
someone's grinding against me now. I think, having seen what I've seen already, that these people are very brave to come out here and be in this bar. However, it is a really friendly, really fun place where they can just be themselves, like I can be in every bar in London. This is the only place they can come.
Put me things all around you. Girl, you give me the tightest hold me ever get in my life.
I wanted to find out more about some of the guys I met at the Tea Cozy. So headed over to where they lived, a place called Boise. It's here that I arranged to meet Joseph and his friends. He told me to follow him, but was very nervous about the camera.
Don't shoot.
The area is very homophobic, and the last thing he wanted was to draw attention to himself. As we walked through the maze of decaying shacks and stinking drains, it shocked me how desperate the conditions were. But because they've been disowned by their families, thrown out of their homes, and nobody will employ them, dangerous as it is for gays, this is the only place they can find to live.
So you see now, this is the drainage. How dirty it is. You see, some they come at night. You will just squat here and then defecate in this drain. You can see the way it looks, the way it is.
People must get ill because of the sanitation.
Yeah, many of them. This one, he was admitted to Mulago Hospital. Cholera because of the environment here.
This is the toilet?
Yeah, this is the toilet.
Whoa, this is probably the worst place I've seen yet in terms of living. I've not even been inside yet, but it just looks awful. So, in here, yeah? Okay. The slum is for the poor, the bottom of society. and that's where you are if you're gay. So how many people live in this room?
Okay, we are 5 here. 2 are sleeping there, 1 here, and 1 down with that mattress there. We don't have blankets. We are having only that one blanket, and others we are using those bed sheets there, which are not enough.
And most can't even turn to their relatives for help. How many people here have been disowned by their families and your family doesn't want to see you anymore?
Yeah.
And in that lady, lesbian.
Everybody?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
The people in the road
area.
Yeah, it's the area. Like me is the monster because of that I'm a gay.
Even my parents, even if I call them, they cannot pick my phone. Even if I call my sisters, they hate me. Even my brothers, even my family, any of my family members. So the only family I have are these ones you are seeing here. We feel so sorry to have to that they cannot accept us because that's what we are. We are gays. We are born gays. We shall live gays and we shall die gays.
Well, that was an experience, going to Boise today to see Joseph and his friends. I've never seen anything like that before. The shit, the filth, like babies falling in the shit, like the smell in their room. It was just unbelievable. And the idea that they have to live there because they're gay, because it's the safest place, relatively, is just awful. If you want to see, like, what homophobia does, then just go there because, God, just horrendous.
The ongoing prejudice and homophobia in Uganda is stoked by the newspapers, which regularly run stories vilifying and humiliating gays. I know the papers in the UK can be vicious, but there's no way they would contemplate or legally get away with printing what the papers in Uganda have been. Right, so this is the Rolling Stone, the latest edition, which came out only a week or so ago, and with a whole list of people's names outing them as gays. It's not just them, though. This is a paper called The Onion. They're exposing more gay people on the front page again. And this is the latest one. This is Red Pepper, who actually started all this a few years ago, and they're still at it. This is somebody called Stosh, and if you look at the bottom, do you know stuff about Stosh and where she lives? Call us. It's a complete witch hunt. It makes me angry. I wanted to meet Giles Muhami, managing editor of the Rolling Stone. He'd been warned about a BBC crew in town and was very twitchy. But after numerous phone calls and waiting around, he agreed to meet us.
Giles? Hello, Scott. How are you? Where do you get the information about the people that you decide to out in the newspaper?
We carried out an investigation for 1 year. We infiltrated their circles. We compiled information from ex-homosexuals. We have so far published about 29 pictures or so.
But is it right that those people have to live in fear now because of what you've printed?
They are telling lies.
So if your name was in the paper, are you telling me that you wouldn't be scared?
I wouldn't be scared.
Are you policing homosexuality?
We are not policing, but we are assisting police to do their work.
What gives you the right to do that?
Because as a newspaper, if you know there is evil here, you ignore the right of privacy and smoke out the people so that you can save lives. Homosexuality is very, very dangerous. It reduces one's lifespan by 24 years.
And that's a proven fact?
It's a proven fact.
The Rolling Stone is right behind the proposed anti-homosexuality bill. In particular, the clause saying that in some instances, they should be killed.
You're putting it on the front page of your newspaper that they're bad people and they should be hung.
You see, what they're doing is wrong. So whatever happens to them, the newspaper will never even feel any way bothered.
You don't care?
We do not care. Because what they're doing is not acceptable in society. It's not. We are exposing them. We know there is a cost, there is a price to pay for that. But in the long run, the public will benefit. And that's why the newspaper is there, to serve the interests of the public.
Met Giles today from the Rolling Stone newspaper. I've never met anybody with such absolute hate in their heart for gay people. It's something I've never seen before. But at the same time, he's strangely charming. He's like the silent assassin, do you know what I mean? Smiling as he kills you. Scary though, because, you know, every day on the front page of his paper, even though it's a small circulation, he'll put homos this, homos that, homos have done this, and it's just whipping up a frenzy of hate, which, you know, I can see why living here and being gay, you'd be really scared. They're going to, you know, put your picture in the paper, put where you live. No one deserves that.
But some people named have fought back. David Kato, who our crew filmed with before I arrived in Uganda, was an activist who won a court case forcing the Rolling Stone to stop printing names. A couple of months later, David was beaten to death in his home with a hammer. Police say he wasn't attacked because he was gay, but his friends aren't convinced. Another person named by the Rolling Stone is a woman called Stosh, who's been outed as a lesbian. She's currently in hiding after being forced out of her old house by a stone-throwing mob.
She has agreed to meet and talk with us on camera, but there's no way we can be spotted going in, so we're going to have to crouch down in a minute so we don't get spotted. Obviously, if they see us, then someone might start asking questions, and then who knows what happened to her.
We're almost here now, but you have to stay down.
Okay. Yeah. We're coming down the road now.
I was pleased to get inside the house without being seen, especially as I could see that Stosh was very nervous. Looking round her bare room, it seemed that Stosh, rather than her attackers, was being punished for what had happened.
It's like a prison, you see, with the gate and the glass and the walls, the bars on the window. It's pretty grim.
I wanted to see where Stosh had been hounded out from, and she bravely agreed to come with us. Although she was clearly scared to go back, and told us there was no way she was getting out of the van.
It started at the internet cafe behind there.
So you were in the internet cafe?
Yeah.
And then people were pointing at you?
Yeah. And I'm saying, he's the one. He's the one.
The one in the paper?
Yeah, and then I came after leaving the cafe, because of the shop.
In that shop?
Yeah. And I asked for cigarettes, and then the lady told me I don't sell cigarettes to people like you. I'm like, why? It's like,
Stosh's neighbours turned on her after seeing her name in the Rolling Stone. She says they were angry a gay person had been living in the area without them knowing.
Somebody threw a stone. When I got back to the gate, they were still yapping. And I was like, how could this happen? These guys, my friends are the one who started the shouting and all that. This is the gate here.
This is the gate?
Yeah. This one here.
So Stosh, what's next for you?
You can't stop people from harassing you when they want, but what I know is that in the place I am, at least nobody will just start harassing me, because everybody minds their business, everybody is doing their own stuff. So I'll hang on. It's my life, because what I know is that I'm not going to be scared away from that place again.
This attack is only the latest Stosh has had to endure because she's gay. She wanted to show me her childhood home where, as a teenager, she learned for the first time what being gay in Uganda can really mean.
Before, we would come play hide and seek from the wall, then we run, come and hide this side. It never used to be something serious. But as a child, you're attracted to someone of the same sex.
So you found yourself being attracted to girls for the first time?
Yeah, and I was a child.
Stosh attracted the attention of a gardener who noticed she was different from her female cousins.
But this guy would be monitoring what I used to be doing with my cousin sisters. So one time he told me, you know what? I really want to teach you how to play with boys, not with girls. I didn't take it serious until the day, because there was nobody here, and
Tell me what happened.
What happened is that this guy, he comes from the other gate. Then all of a sudden he just held me. He put his hand here. And he just opened my shorts and put his dick inside me. I was a tender person at that time. And that's how it is. So he was trying to teach me how to sleep with men.
You okay?
Sorry.
Stosh became pregnant and was infected with HIV, and as a result, she tried to commit suicide. The man who attacked Stosh claimed he was trying to cure her of being gay. But whether he thought this or not, there is a strong belief here that people are not born gay, but choose it as a lifestyle, and as such it can be overcome or even cured. Some people undertake psychotherapy, while others go, or are taken, to churches, where they're counselled by pastors. But there's an altogether more traditional route, and I was about to discover the lengths some Ugandans go to try and get healed. I'm not scared.
You don't?
I am a little bit. I don't know what they really think about witch doctors over here, but coming from England, I had a bad feeling about it.
Face that way.
Then it was time to begin, but not before I'd crossed his palm with cash.
Where
do I put the money?
They can put it in the jet. Just go like this. You kneel and put it there. But what is your name?
Scott.
Scott. He's saying that you feel that you are sexually active, but when you start, you finish so quickly. You don't take long. That will mean that's.
Oh yeah, that's me. Yeah. Are they laughing at my manhood?
No.
Well, you just laughed.
No.
Kyenjagala wetegereze mu bantu bano naye kyamunda situyinza kukinyonnyola kukimalayo naye amabega ow'omwana mulenzi ono ekintu kiri tikikkiriza.
Seriously, throughout in your heart, your spiritual heart.
I'm very sick.
You are sick.
Right.
Yeah. You only think about that thing. So he will work on you and you will be set free.
Okay.
You will set free, then you will be thinking at least also you will get a girlfriend and get married and have children.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. And I won't think about boys anymore.
No, and not anymore.
After the consultation, I was led out to begin the treatment, and that's when I came face to face with my least favourite thing in the world. Oh my God.
No problem.
What? Are they gonna? I don't want to touch them.
No problem.
Don't fear.
I don't like chickens. I don't like anything that flaps.
It will not.
It will though, I just saw it flap. It will flap, it will flap. Let's get this over, get over it, get over it.
No, not the chicken. Not that. No, God.
I'm closing my eyes. No! What now? I feel dirtier than I did before. I had a shower this morning. What are you doing to me?
Finally back inside, where I began to suspect they weren't taking it seriously.
Why are you scared?
Just water.
He's spitting on me.
Just one.
This is obviously some kind of joke.
He's not.
He is. Let's put he is.
It is water.
Yes, from his mouth. Yeah, good. How long before I like girls?
When when they work on you, seeing things that it is working on you, then you see it, your heart, it is changed.
Whew. Thank you for your help.
My previous
and I'll just wait and see what happens, eh? All right. Cheers. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye. Great. So I've been beaten with a chicken, spat at a few times, and I might start liking girls soon. Who knows? Could happen any time. Just have to wait and see, won't we?
Unsurprisingly, as I left, I got the feeling this treatment might not work. But it did get me thinking about why Uganda is so homophobic. Ugandans claim being gay is somehow un-African and not natural to their society. A society which, according to an academic we spoke to, is very, very macho and feels threatened if your sexuality doesn't conform. And the more the gay community has come out, the more violent their reaction against them has been. But ironically, in the past, most African cultures tolerated homosexuality, and the rampant homophobia seen today is a relatively recent phenomenon. In Western countries, it was the young who led the fight against homophobia. So is that where the hope lies in Uganda? I organised a chat at a local high school to find out.
Hi everyone, I'm Scott.
Hi.
What are your views on homosexuality, on gay people?
We don't support gayism in Africa. We think it's really evil because Africans, we really we want our culture, we maintain it. We want to promote the African culture.
Most of our youth in Uganda today have coped up with the Western culture, which is not good at all.
That's where they get the idea to be gay.
Yes.
So for Rihanna, like this video of TMO. Okay, young girls, they like that video because they see two girls, they were kissing, doing their shit there, so they copy it.
So if they see Rihanna kissing a girl in the video for Tiamo, some people will copy that.
Yeah.
But where do you get your views from? You know what you think about homosexualities. Where does that come from?
I think the pastors.
It teaches about morals. You shouldn't go against what maybe the Bible says or what you're not supposed to do.
So you all get your views from different pastors, ministers?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
And parents?
Yeah.
We also get our views like from the teachers, and it teaches that homosexuality is wrong. It's so wrong.
It's wrong? No. Okay, in the UK and in America, gay people have rights. They can get married, they can live together. What do you think about that?
Sodom and Gomorrah were punished and Babylon was destroyed because of gay, right? Now, I believe USA and UK, maybe soon they'll be destroyed.
No. It's very dangerous to be gay here, isn't it? I just feel really depressed now. Really, really the most depressed I've felt since I've been here.
Because they're the younger generation, I really thought that they would have a different view, and they really don't. And it's a shame, because they're really nice, and depressing. It seemed to me the young kids think like this because as soon as they're old enough to learn, they're fed an unending diet of anti-gay propaganda. And one of the main drivers of this anti-gay propaganda is the church, which since the time of the first missionaries has been preaching the idea that homosexuality is an abomination and an evil. Recently, this preaching is intensified as influence and money from American evangelists has energized Ugandan pastors in their crusade to victimize and punish the gay community.
No to sodomy. If you go down with homosexuality, with sin, and go to hell, you perish, you fail.
One of the most active is Solomon Marley, who claims he was first to openly come out against gays. Hello.
Yes.
Pastor Marley, how are you?
Fine.
Can we go outside?
It's okay.
Have a chat on your balcony? Let's do it. Okay. Pastor Marley, can you explain to me what is so bad about being homosexual?
What they're doing is unethical. What they're doing is a problem. What they're doing is health-wise a hazard. It's morally incomprehensible and abominable. Pedophiles target young people. Okay? That is minors. Gays, some of them consent, but some of them go for the young people.
Gay people are as bad as pedophiles.
Of course. Of course. They claim to love, yet they cause hurt.
You don't believe that people can love each other of the same sex?
You see,
not possible.
It is beyond human imagination that people of the same kind can love each other. They cannot.
It was at this point he offered a challenge I couldn't refuse.
I just want one homosexual, brilliant enough, in Britain or America or the whole world to come and face me. We face off each other. And he tells me when he started realizing that he was actually gay. Right. Because they are lying.
I believe that I was born gay.
Are you a gay? You are gay. Since
as far as I can remember.
Now, tell me this. Have you ever had any woman?
No.
How many men have you had?
How many men? Oh, I couldn't count.
Many?
Oh, yeah.
You've had many? More than 10?
Yeah.
More than 20?
Yeah.
50?
Yeah.
So you don't love?
Yeah. I haven't had as many as I told you, by the way. Yeah, go on.
You don't love?
I do love.
So it's ganging?
I do love.
It's reckless?
It's not like I've been philandering myself everywhere and carousing.
One comes, another comes,
no,
another comes.
Like that.
It's reckless.
Not like that. Scott, straight relationships work out, gay relationships work out, or they don't.
You put it into your heart, into your mind that I think, and now you believe it. You've got to say that to deceive other people because you want so many people to come to your ranks.
I don't want anyone to come to my ranks. I'm not recruiting people. It's just the way I am.
Look, don't fool the world.
I'm not fooling
the world. And don't fool Ugandans.
Oh my God.
My brother, my son.
Oh my God.
Okay? You were not born a gay.
Okay.
You were born a man with a penis.
Yes, that's right.
Okay? And with ananas.
Yes,
the
I believe
anus
so.
was for defecation and the penis was for urination.
Okay, yeah, we've been through
this. And of course...
Can we agree to disagree on this?
You cannot convince me.
That's clear. Well, it's been good to have this healthy debate with you today. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now, you're a homosexual. We've met.
Yeah.
Have I killed you?
Not yet, no. Are you going to now?
No. Let me tell you. Let me tell you this, okay? I was saying that...
I actually quite enjoy my banter with him. It's like fencing in a way. But the thing is, no matter how hard you try to tell him that I haven't been recruited, he's not having any of it. And he truly, truly believes all that stuff he was just saying, which is really dangerous. Behind the laugh, it's just like, oh my God, you are a scary, scary man. Normally, I would ignore people like Pastor Marley, but in Uganda, I can't, because it's their views that are shaping the law. At the moment, people are arrested and jailed for being gay, and many complain of being beaten. But if the anti-gay bill is passed, it's only going to get worse. The bill includes the death penalty for consenting adults who are serial offenders, life imprisonment for intimate touching, and jail for anyone, including friends and family, who don't turn gay people in. It might seem like a hopeless situation, but there are some brave people attempting to fight back. One of the most prominent in Uganda is Frank Mugisha, a gay rights activist. Frank's been in contact with me, and he has been invited on a radio show in the west of Uganda. It's about 200 kilometres away in a place called Mbarara. So Kampala's here and Mbarara is there. He knows I'm a radio DJ, so he thinks it'd be good if I could go along. And also, the topic of discussion is gay people, which never happens in this country, hardly ever anyway. I left with Frank the next day. He heads an organisation called Sexual Minorities Uganda and is constantly being threatened. But this hasn't stopped him putting his head above the parapet. After hours of driving along some pretty awful roads, we finally made it to Mbarara. And with darkness falling, I was keen to explore the nightlife with Frank and Steve, our driver. As someone who spends a lot of time in bars and clubs, it was great to immerse myself in almost familiar surroundings.
I wish Uganda had the gay DJs who would go and play music in schools, music in clubs. But I guess there are so many Ugandan gay DJs who don't want to come out of the closet.
It'll happen. It'll happen. As the night wore on, I mixed with the locals and felt more relaxed than any other time since getting to Uganda. I was even beginning to think things weren't so bad after all. This is an amazing club. I've had a really good time tonight. Nice to let my hair down for a bit after all the stuff that we've gone through. I did have to have a chat about what girls I liked earlier with some of Steve's friends, and I kind of just fudged the conversation. And it makes me think that if they knew who I really was, they might view me differently. But I've kept my head down and just, you know, gone along with things and had a really good night. It's been really nice. In the morning, still buoyed by a sense of optimism, we headed over to Vision FM. Across the country, radio stations have been fined or forced to close for hosting homosexual debates, which is why this debate, hosted by DJ Jimmy Pound, was such a big deal. Nice to meet you.
Welcome. Please, show you.
Thank you very much. Walking into the studio, I immediately felt at home. It was just like being in London getting ready to do my own Radio 1 show. Although this time, I had to take a back seat and let someone else take the lead.
Okay then, we're really going to be talking about something very sensitive, homosexuality. Now, my brother, you're activating for homosexuality. You're saying fine homosexuality, hip hip hooray.
Every person is talking about homosexuality. People know about it. Your callers will say, we know it. We've met homosexuals.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, right?
Does knowing it mean that it's right? Because they know it, does it make it right in any way?
What makes you think it's wrong?
What makes me... In the beginning, it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So really, I don't get it. Okay, yes, my mind might be misplaced at this point, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
Why are you so much against homosexuality? For example, why do you hate homosexuals?
Homosexuality in Africa came in
as something like like an alien would come.
Yes. What is inciting people to want to embrace homosexuality?
What is inciting people?
Yes.
What is inciting the LGBT activists is
Those girls are really winding me up. I kind of want to just grab the mic and go, listen! But I just want to hear what they've got to say. But it's really hard to just sit by and not talk. Especially with those girls, they're doing my head in.
God initially created man and woman, not man for man. Give us a call, 038-2271-891 and 0794-271-891. Hello.
No, you guys, is it mentioned anywhere that it's okay for man to have sex with a man?
It is not really.
So for me, there is no way you're going to convince me that it is okay to have sex with a fellow man. So for good sake, there is no way.
How does it happen?
So me, I can't concur with you in any way.
In the Western world, 2% to 13%. Assuming this thing has grown, because the way it has acquired.
When you talk about this thing growing?
This thing, because it's a thing to me, it's alien to me.
Yes.
It's like you're looking at in 50 years from now,
No, I'm looking at 10 years.
80% of the population will be
That
gay.
means there's a great
I'm not saying.
It's as though he wanted to be gay. Now listen, assuming 80% of the population in the world is gay,
not saying.
then I would give the world 100 years for it to be empty with no person.
I'm not saying.
Who would be giving
Michael,
birth, by the way?
Listen to me.
You
I'm
can
not
imagine.
saying.
That's
Let me tell
very
you.
true.
Let me tell you something.
You're breaking what Africa
Let me
is,
tell you
by the
something. I'm not breaking
If
what
we're fighting,
Let
if
me
we're
tell you-
fighting for
Michael,
Africa, we
Michael,
know.
Michael,
If we're
Michael,
fighting for
listen
the
to me.
Africans.
Michael, this is getting personal.
Yeah, no.
I'm not fighting.
No,
for
if we
Africa.
are fighting- if we're
I'm
fighting
just
for the
fighting
Africa
what
we know.
I'm feeling inside myself because I was born like this. Because I was born like this.
Mogisha, you just
Let me
need
tell
to
you
calm
something.
down.
No,
You need-
he's hurting my.
After 2 hours of what I can only describe as a battering, it was all over for Frank. Wow. How did you feel about that?
I'm pretty much disappointed by the level of homophobia that exists in this region. I think we do, sometimes I flatter myself and I think the journey is not so much, but I think the journey is so big. And I feel so bad that people have to be this homophobic. I mean, almost all the callers were like, kill them, arrest them, they are mad, they are dirty.
I was very disappointed as well. I really thought that this would be different, that maybe we get a more positive response. But all I heard was the same old bigoted views. It was a long drive back to Kampala, and the mood in the van was sombre, which wasn't helped by the fact we were driving in the dark. Right, this is going to be a quick one tonight because I'm absolutely knackered. The radio station phoned in earlier. I've never wanted to grab a microphone more and speak, but I wasn't allowed because it might get us into trouble. Yeah, just a bunch of bigots, really, including the presenter. I thought he was supposed to be impartial on a talk show. But that drive we just did from Mbarara to Kampala, it's probably not even far, but the roads are so awful, and all of us in the car were just so tense and just wanted to get there safely. And there's these juggernauts coming towards us and missing us by this much. It's tired me out. I was nearing the end of my time in Uganda, but there was still one person I had to meet. And for someone like me, he was probably the most dangerous man in the country. Ugandan MP David Bahati, the man behind the anti-homosexuality bill. He's been demonised by the international community for proposing it, but applauded by his own countrymen, with 95% of Ugandans supporting some form of anti-gay law. The idea was to film him within the Parliament building. But at the last minute, we were told to leave, so had to hastily reconvene on the grass outside. Could you describe this bill as homophobic?
I would describe it as a wonderful piece of legislation that will help those who are involved in this behavior, but also those who and protect those who are not involved in this.
But I've read a comment from you that you would like to kill every last gay person. Did you actually say that? And would you like that?
People keep on misquoting me about this issue. We have proposed a death penalty in this bill. But actually, we can rehabilitate these people and then they come back to normality. That's the path that we would be very much interested in.
What's the actual problem with being gay?
We believe that homosexuality is a learned behavior and can be unlearned. We also believe, backed by our background, that it is a sin, as stated in the Bible, as also stated in the Quran. And it's evil, it should be fought. It's not something good for our society.
But I've spoken to some people while I've been here who have to live in slums where they have to hide away from people, they've been harassed, and their lives have been made absolute hell. And if this bill goes through, then it's going to happen to so many more people.
Well, I can assure you that this has been, I think, a planned, deliberate propaganda by the gay movement to suggest that there has a lot of harassment here in Uganda. I've not seen any person being harassed.
But already parents are chasing children away from their homes.
Have you heard of that?
Yes.
I've not heard of that in this society. But
well, maybe you should do some more research.
But what I know is that once we have the legal framework passed, the bill passed, we would expect the parent to report the child to police, and then the law enforcement agencies should take care of that.
What about the people that totally believe that they were born gay and they can't change?
I would be very interested to meet somebody who says he's born gay. I've not heard of that.
Okay. I should probably tell you at this point that I am actually a gay man.
Mm.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I think if I had known, it would be a different matter for this interview.
You wouldn't have taken part in the interview?
No, I wouldn't.
Why?
I wouldn't.
Why?
No, I wouldn't.
But why?
And I think it's not professionally right to engage in this.
Okay.
And
well, I'm just asking you your views.
And if you are, we could probably ask our police to check if that's right.
Okay. Okay.
Make sure that you are not caught in the act, because if you are, you'll be put in.
No, I'm aware of that, yes. Okay. It was then that David Bahati stopped the interview. As he did so, Steve, our driver, quickly told us we had to get going. He sensed something was very wrong, so we raced back to the hotel. We were told that David Bahati had sent police to a hotel he thought we were staying in to seize the tapes and arrest us. But luckily, he'd got it wrong.
I told Bahati I was gay earlier, and since then it's all gone off. He's been calling our fixer, asking where we're staying. He says that he's called the authorities, and I don't know, I'm just really scared now. I don't know what he's going to do. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm expecting somebody to burst in through that door any minute and arrest me or something. I've never been in a situation like this before.
The first priority was to get the interview tape out of the country. And with the threat of arrest hanging over our heads, I was keen to leave Kampala too. But there was something I wanted to do first, so made one more trip to Boise.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, how
are you?
Okay, I'm good, thank you. Hi. I know it's not going to really help that much, but I've bought you a few little things.
Oh, thank you.
I bought you a stove. Hey. And I know that you said you needed some blankets and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So I got you some blankets and some towels and some plates. We have them. And even some forks and spoons. I didn't believe for a moment these gifts would change anything. Not why Ugandan society is so aggressive towards gay people.
Something happened to our friend. One of our friends was coming from out from the bar. Somebody come out from the other side of the road. He grabbed him. He was boxed. Then he fell down. Was stuck the cake. He was kicked.
So he was quite badly beaten up?
Yeah, he was quite beaten. He had some injuries around the lips here, and it was swelling like this. Then he was finding some difficulties in breathing. He was gasping for breathing.
Right. Do you think he was beaten up because he was gay?
Yeah, he was beaten because that guy who was beating him, he used to he falls up with the experts, the boxing and the kicking with some words that I'm not a gay. Why are you gay? Why are you here? Why are you here? I promised one time I will stamp you, I will kill you. What? It is unsafe.
It seemed every time I met them, something else bad had happened, which to me summed up the bigger picture. The homophobia never stops. But what's amazing is that through all this, Morgan, Joseph and the others don't let it grind them down.
I was created in God's image. I know that I'm normal just like other people, and I know that I can succeed in life just like others. Yeah, I feel bad when they harass me, when they abuse me, but I don't think that's the end of the world. I know it will be better some days. Yeah.
When I first arrived in Uganda, I was blown away by how vibrant, attractive and full of life it seemed. But as I headed off to the airport and thought about my time here, I realised if it stayed like it is, I couldn't see myself ever wanting to come back.
People just think being gay is wrong, and not only just wrong, they hate them. They hate gay people, and you know, I spoke to people on the streets who think they should be killed, and pretty much everybody thinks the same thing. And all the time they've got pastors and teachers telling them that this is the way it is and that it's wrong and that it shouldn't be, then nothing's going to change, which is depressing.
But what it has done is made me realise how lucky I am.
My life actually isn't acceptable in some parts of the world, like here. And at home, I can live with who I want to live with, I can see who I want, I can go where I want. And to be honest, I've never really thought about it before, and I've probably taken it for granted. But I don't think I'll do that ever again.
Leaving her London home behind, Ju travels back to the Congo, a country she left when she was 3. It's far from what she imagined in the world's most dangerous place to be a woman, Thursday at 9. Next up on 3, the lockup.